Hold on to your hats and glasses, because this here is the Wildest Ride Podcast.
Hey, howdy, hey. Welcome everybody to the Wildest Ride Podcast. I will be hosting today, Big Texas, here with my lovely wife, Alethea.
Hey guys.
Today, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be talking about both Mickey's Not So Scary and Oogie Boogie's Bash, the opposing clouds for both of them, and what our thoughts are on both of them. And if you had to choose one, which one you should probably do, in our opinion. So our first, let's start with, you know what? Let's start with Oogie Boogie's Bash. And what's your initial thoughts on Oogie Boogie Bash, Allie?
So we've done Oogie Boogie once, right?
Yeah, we did it in, I want to say we did it its inception year back in 2021. This is like when the parks kind of first opened. And it's like, this was weird because California had weird laws with like COVID and the pandemic, but they gave them a Halloween party. And we had it said like an after hours event here in Orlando. So I always thought that was weird. But it's still cool to do like their version of Mickey's House Scare, which is Oogie Boogie Bash. And that's over at Disney's California Adventure.
Oogie Boogie is going to be a little different. Like I said, like they do a lot more overlays. Their parades are different. Like it still hints on like they're very similar but different. So I feel like you have like candy trails to meet villains. You have Villains Grove, but it was just kind of a walkthrough. There really wasn't any characters, but you do get up close and personal with a lot more of the villains. And they're like new age villains. We met Cruella and we met like the live action Cruella, and you get to meet Oogie Boogie and Sid from Toy Story. Um, and I want to say that's because like Disneyland comes from that world of like acting and has the entertainment background, whereas Disney World is more geared towards kids.
Yeah, a lot of things that she says, like the initial, like, and without going too much into this, I do have a guy from Disney Tour blog, so that's what I'll do a lot of my references from. My initial thoughts, it is a different party. I mean, a different party compared to Mickey's Not So Scary, what we're used to. You're not doing this at like the adjacent Magic Kingdom Disneyland. You're doing this at the sister park at DCA. And I want to say they go more into like the theming of like the lands go with the theming of Halloween at DCA. And what I mean by that is, so like for instance, when you go to Radiator Springs, all that is Halloween themed. The cars are their Halloween costume. You're gonna get a whole bunch of Halloween decor. What is say
So
something?
we had in Marvel, like Avengers Campus, we got to meet Agatha, right?
Yeah, Agatha, she was doing the cheeks round.
And that was right after
Yeah, WandaVision.
WandaVision had just come out.
Now Agatha will be returning again this year in the cheeks round because her show's coming out this year.
Yeah.
Also, it had zombie Captain America around for me. So that was very cool and unique. Like, you're not getting that at Mickey's Not So Scary. So you had that going on. And one thing that they do differently than Mickey's Not So Scary is you have to keep what Ali was kind of talking about was, so you go to like a Pacific part of like DCA, whether that's over at Hollywood Land, Avengers Campus, Grizzlies Peak, and they're gonna have a line that you're gonna essentially go through. You know, you're gonna get candy, but at the end of that line or like the middle of the line, you're gonna have like kind of like an interaction with the characters. And like the characters kind of normally like do their set. And so this year, there have been Agatha the Harkness, Corella's coming back in Hollywood Land. Oogie Boogie's going to be in Hollywood Land inside the animation building. Judge Doom from Who Framed Roger Rabbit is going to be near Grizzly's Peak. Ernesto de la Cruz is going to be between the Hyperion Theater and Mission Breakout. The Mother Goodell from Tangled is going to be at the Grizzly's Peak bypass. Sid is going to be over at Pixar Pier. Madam Mim from The Sword of the Stone. She's going to be between Buena Vista Street and Avengers Campus. And you're going to have Yokai from Big Hero 6. He's going to be over at San Francisco Square.
Yeah, and like the main thing with like those characters in comparison to what you get here at Walt Disney World is Disney World is all around Mickey and friends dressed up as Halloween characters or like in their like spooky attire. Whereas Disneyland's version is all going to be framed around the different characters who like are villains. It's not just like, oh, you might have like the evil stepsisters from Cinderella walking around, but which like that happens in Magic Kingdom. You get to see them during the day, but there's a pretty good chance you're going to see them at night. But at DCA, you're getting like true hardcore villains, like people who are portrayed as villains that are not out and about on a regular basis, that you're not going to be able to see. It's not just Mickey in some like in a Halloween costume.
Overall, like Allie said, a very different feel from Mickey's Not So Scary. I want to say that their times are also a little bit different from ours. I could be wrong, but I want to say they let you in at 3 p.m. because it's a special ticketed event. They let you in at 3 p.m. I want to say the actual event starts at 6 o'clock and it goes to 11 o'clock. Compared to over at Mickey's Not So Scary, they're gonna let you in at 4 o'clock, and the event starts at 7. It's gonna end at 12 o'clock. Now, they also for Oogie Boogies, you're gonna also have like some special meet and greets that are not associated with the tree track. For instance, you're gonna have Daisy, Clarabelle, and Minnie Mouse. They're gonna be Ashley Sandwich's sisters from Hocus Pocus. They're gonna be meeting over at the Hollywood Land. Bruno from Encanto is gonna be at Grizzly's Peak. This one I'm very excited about. I don't know if they were there when we went. Was King Mickey, Goofy, Donald Duck from from Kingdom Hearts? So they're gonna be in their Kingdom Hearts attire, and they're gonna meet over at Paradise Gardens Park.
So they did not debut until last year. They weren't there when we were there in 2021 for Oogie Boogie, but they debuted last year in their Kingdom Heart attire last year.
It says rare characters over at Carte Circo, which I think that checks out about right because I want to say when we went, I want to say Hercules was out when we went to Oogie Boogies.
It wasn't Hercules, it was Meg and Hades.
Was it Hades?
It was Hades.
Okay, I want to say, and that to me that's a big deal because Hades doesn't do no meet and greets anywhere under no circumstance. So I've always found that to be very like when I saw that, like my jaw dropped. Did we end up taking a picture with Hades?
Yeah. The reason why you're getting that confused is because Hercules and Megara came out during Sweetheart's Night.
Okay.
But Hades came out for Hades and Megara because, it depends on what part of the movie you're at watching Meg, whether you consider her a villain or not. Because in the beginning, she's got her dealings going on. So, she's out with Hades at the beginning. One of the things that you notice that we talk about, they both have in common, like both are all going to be about all things Halloween. They both have, you're going to see rare or different characters out at both parties. You're going to walk away with a ton of candy. I feel like I said at the beginning, I definitely feel like Oogie Boogie, we got a ton more candy. Because their candy, like how they do it is you get it at the beginning, like in the midst of it, in the middle, and then also at the end. But that might have just been how we hit stuff that time. And you're also getting parades and like a nighttime spectacular. So they had common theming. It's just one is a little more dark, and I feel like one's a little more geared.
So it starts the other characters is you got the Marvel superheroes that leave this campus. So I would imagine you probably get maybe the darker characters, like maybe like a werewolf by night. A zombie Captain America would make a ton of sense. Maybe Wanda, uh, in her like warp or like demented form, and then you have the Pixar pals over at Pixar Pier, and then you have the Radiator Spring residents, which I'm assuming they're gonna all be like decked out in their Halloween costumes and stuff like that. Oogie, they do a really good job with Radiator Springs during Oogie Boogie's Bash. Like, it really does feel like it's that whole little town community that land to celebrate Halloween. So I love that they captured that a lot.
One of the other special things is Haunted Mansion. So, in DCA, like, even though Haunted Mansion's not over there, during Halloween, they overlay Haunted Mansion into Nightmare Before Christmas. So you definitely get like that kind of vibe, whereas like our Haunted Mansion doesn't, or our Haunted Mansion here in Florida doesn't get an overlay or anything. Nothing changes for it.
So going back to I would say this is probably the one part of Oogie Boogies I feel like they kind of lacked a little bit is the entertainment portion of it. Because with the entertainment portion, they only really have like the parade. It's called Oogie Boogie's Bash, the Frightful Fun Parade. And that parade does not touch Booty You and Mickey's Not So Scary. And I feel like, and not saying that a parade can make or break a party. 'Cause I don't think that at all. But it's a good parade. It's just not there for like the standards of what uh, Mickey's Not So Scary has set. And I don't believe they have a fireworks show. Now that I think about it, at Oogie Boogies. So yeah, you had that, and I want to say they had like small. I want to say the entertainment you're supposed to be getting. They're supposed to be in those like treat trails, which they are entertaining. You know, they are a lot more elaborate than the ones that you get at Mickey's Not So Scary. Would you say?
Yeah, I mean you're getting characters and you're getting that interaction, whereas um like Mickey and Minnie aren't able to talk back to you. So you're getting like true interactions. Like you still get special moments with Mickey and Minnie, but those moments, like you can't compete with a conversation that had it like, and the characters at DCA, like they know their character, their acting skills, like they can take things like they know when you're making comments about anything, like just anything. They can rift with you and like kind of go back and forth. And
Yeah, like they're always like maybe not Oogie Boogie, but they're talking about you.
yeah, and never like they don't hold anything back. Like Sid um was low key mean when we went through like that trail. Like he like people were making comments and he was not holding back when we did Oogie Boogie. Um Yeah, I will say like in regards to the parades with Boo to You, Boo to You is like fantastic, 10 out of 10, probably the best parade in my opinion that Disney. It's like, and I've only been a Disney adult, so like I don't really know prior to 2019 what Disney looks like, but for me, Boo to You is probably the best parade that they put on. But you also have to remember in DCA, their parades are different because they have these big breaks to allow people to go from one side of the street to the other. So not every parade, like usually the ones in Magic Kingdom, like it's like you stay and you watch. You're there for like the 7-8 minutes. They had multiple breaks.
Yeah, no, I'm saying all at Magic Kingdom they have multiple breaks too. When I worked in Electrical Parade, I always knew when the break was for you to switch, for you to then bring people over to wherever destination that they need to go to. Which 9 times out of 10 was to exit the park.
But not Booty U. Booty U doesn't have those breaks, is what I'm saying. Like, so
I think they might. I will look for it next time that we're there. I probably wasn't. I don't think that we were ever really pay attention. I think the only reason why we noticed that more is because the last parade was on Disneyland. There was those big breaks.
now there was a lot of big breaks, but like nothing can compete with Disneyland's float. Like they get all the cool floats, and I really definitely think that like Oogie Boogie is no exception for their floats. Very probably one of the best parts of the parade in DCA is the graveyard attendants, or I don't know what else to call them, but like the guys with shovels and they dance with the shovels, and they do so much more than they do, in my opinion, than they did at Mickey's Mouse this year. Like it was much creepier.
Gotcha. Like I said, with the parade, it's definitely a shorter parade. I'm gonna disagree with her. It's not a memorable parade. The one that they have at DCA. Like I'm now that I think about it, I'm having a hard time recollecting what was in the parade to like really give an opinion on it. It says that that Jack Skeleton he's in the parade. Okay, it says Dr. Facilier is also in the parade, and you have like the haunted mansion has their bit and stuff like that. I don't remember any of that stuff. So if I can't remember any of that stuff, it's not that memorable. And to me, that's the one thing I think DCA kind of lacks on when it comes to Oogie Boogie. Is probably more on the entertainment side. Like if they could find a way to, I would almost say, revamp the parade to make it more memorable. And if you could do like, I know DCA doesn't really do fireworks because they have World of Color. I don't think they did a World of Color, but if they could do a World of Color, like a Halloween version of World of Color, I think that's something that could be very cool. Um, Another things that I would say that Oogie Boogie that they're gonna do that they don't do at Mickey's Not Space, like you said, briefly talked about, is you're gonna have a few things that are gonna have Halloween overlays to them. And if you do Guardians of the Galaxy, it does have a Halloween overlay. I forget what it's called, but I think it's like Creatures of the Night, and you're supposed to get more of like a blacked out version of Mission Breakout, which is cool. I've done it before. It's cool. Something, if you're an AP or, you go out specifically to get a special feel, you'll definitely get that special feel. And I want to say like, before you come in to DCA, you're gonna have the cool facade of Oogie Boogie at like the entrance of DCA. And occasionally, I want to say, I don't know if it's by the hour or whatever, so it will like make some noises and like Oogie Boogie will talk, which I think it's kind of cool. And so, like, I do think that Oogie Boogie Bash is a fun experience. Am I gonna sit here and say, is it worth the money? It might be a little tasty. If you could go on a day that's not for instance, if it's like a Halloween compared to like a regular day, like during a weekday, I would say go to the regular day of the weekend because it's probably going to be weekday because it's probably going to be cheaper. Uh, I would do that, but it is a pricey cookie. And would I recommend it? I would say yes. I would recommend it if you want to get the party vibes, because I do think going to the parks when they are parties compared to just a regular day ticket, there's enough of like a special up to them. And we also got to think about too, like you're gonna get special if you're a foodie. You're gonna have special food and drinks. And the one cool thing about DCA that you're not gonna have at Mickey's Not So Scary is the alcohol part too. So, you're gonna have some alcohol selections that you would not necessarily get at Mickey's Not So Scary. So that's cool. Um, Overall, I think we did not talk about Village Grove that much. I do want to talk about Village Grove a little bit. Village Grove, in my opinion, it's not that great. All it is like lighting, and they're trying to make it seem like spooky and all that. Which, in a way, I kind of see what they were trying to do, but it to me felt flat.
Village Grove, if memory serves me right, we waited in a stupid long line for, and it was just a walkthrough. Like it's like a walkthrough, and it was just lighting. It had candy, I believe, and there was not much else to like how they had it. And mind you, Chris and I, when we went, it was Halloween, or it was the day before Halloween.
It was the day before Halloween.
And it was insane. And one thing I will recommend is don't do parties on holidays or anywhere near a holiday if you can avoid it.
Yeah. And that's it to the point where, like, okay, so we've done the Sweetheart Nights. Not going too much into Sweetheart Nights. That was more out of control than Oogie Boogies.
Don't do Sweetheart Night ever. Ever.
Yeah, Sweetheart Nights was a little rough, but that's for another video. I feel like we got to do everything that we wanted to do, but Village Grove was honestly just weird lighting, and it wasn't really anything. Like now would I know, I would not hop in that line. I probably would have actually did some attractions instead.
We, as a group, there was like, what, 10 of us? And 8 of us? I don't know.
Well,
it's a lot.
We did Oogie Boogies. It was, I think, let's say it was a total of 5 of us.
Okay, so, sorry.
At the overall trip, there was 2.
Okay, so there's 5 of us who went to Oogie Boogie, and with the Villains Grove, like it had been so hyped up to us. Like, so Christian and I are 2 different people. When Christian does trips and stuff, he like researches them. I like going in blind. I don't like knowing anything about the experience because I like having true interactions. Well, it was so hyped up to us by everybody. You remember that? And like we had watched some videos, like you had watched a couple videos, not necessarily like spoilers, but people talking and hyping up Villains Grove. And then when we got into it, it was such a disappointment for what it was. And also it is not very it's not very like handicap wheelchair friendly because one of our friends was in a wheelchair. And she could not go through a good chunk of it because she couldn't do like the steps. You remember that?
Yeah. The attractions that are open during DCA for Oogie Boogie's Badges, we got Guardians of the Galaxy. It's called Officers After Dark. Mudslingers, Fillmore Magic, Monsters Inc. Michael Solid to the Rescue, Raiders of Screen Racers, Luigi's. Luigi's does have a Halloween overlay to it. Baylor's Graveyard Jamboree does have a Halloween overlay to it. So yeah, you look like I said, Radiator Springs, they hold back no punches when it comes to Halloween.
Yeah, they don't. It's way better than like our Autopia where they put like one pumpkin or one president out there and call it an overlay.
You talking about the Christmas
Yeah, it was that was bad. But when I think of overlays, like in comparison to the bad overlays I've seen, like Cars Land knocks it out of the park, like by itself. And there's nothing compared to doing radio racers at night.
Yes. And you also have to think about it too. But the parties got less of attendance because they want you to be able to get your money's worth because you are spending a lot of money when you go to these parties. So if you got a chance to go do radiators racers, if it's like a 30-45 minute wait, go ahead and do it. It's still, to me, that's a top tier attraction. That's always going to be in my top threes, but one of my favorite attractions of all time. So yeah, definitely go spend some time at Radiator Springs. Credit Coaster's open, Toy Story Mania is open, Justice Turner Carousel, Pixar Pal Around, Inside Out, Immersive Whirlwind, the Silly Symphony Swings, Jumping Jellyfish, Goofy Sky School, The Little Mermaid, Ariel's Adventure, Grizzly's River Run. I don't know why I want anybody to do Grizzly's River Run during a Halloween party, but if that's your prerogative, I ain't mad at you. And then you got soaring around the. So I mean, there's only a few attractions I would even entertain doing. The Oogie Boogie Bash, that's Guardians, that's all the Cars Lands attractions. And honestly, I feel like that's about it. Definitely go do the Jeep Trail. Go eat around. Go do the special media characters. Rare characters, like, I'm gonna tell you this. Hades does not need and me just has to skip. So y'all already have that above us. Go do the special media. That's one thing I'm not even that big media character. It's not a big media person at all. I would probably spend more time doing those because I know you're gonna see some special characters that you're not gonna really see on a normal day.
Well, and especially like them being over in DCA, they're going to have like they have the acting skills. Like you're not just getting like Donald Duck #1. Like you're getting like full blown character, and I'm just reminiscing, like sitting here reminiscing, like Agatha Hartman, and I want to say we met like the I don't know, it wasn't Maleficent, it was maybe it was like the Evil Queen, I think. At the end of one of the treat trails that they had, and like some people online are not nice, and like they're trying to trip the characters up, and like we didn't see any characters give any inch of like their persona. They held nothing back. So you wanna meet a villain? Oogie Boogie Bash is the place to do that.
I agree. Overall, what was your overall feelings on Oogie Boogie's Bash? Like, would you recommend people to spend the money?
So if you're into special characters, and if Nightmare Before Christmas is your thing, and like that's your jam, yes, spend the money. And if it's like you're a Disney adult and it's a once in a like you gotta do Oogie Boogie Bash and mark a check mark, do it. Is it that different than Walt Disney World's Mickey's Not So Scary? I don't know. I don't know if it's worth the price difference there. But for me, like we've only done Oogie Boogies once, and I can firmly say I don't need to do it again.
Yeah, I could do it again, but I would only do it again just to give y'all a vlog. Really, that's something that I'm like, oh my god, like I'm super excited for. Nah, 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 nah. Okay, I was trying to go this year because I wanted to get a vlog, and they're already sold out. And I think it's almost like the reason why it's sold out is because it's a FOMO thing. And I was like, you know what? I'm not that bad that it's sold out. If you've never done it before, you're a big Disney fan, check it out. Overall, what I would rank that party is probably, I'd give 7.5 out of 10. I think that's a healthy number for it. It's if you got the money and you feel like it could make, like, you want to get the Halloween, just go do it. If not, it's, believe me, it is not the end of the world.
I will give 2 more comments on that. Definitely it's something to check off your bucket list. If Halloween is your jam, you got the money, you want to do it. But the other thing I am gonna say, and Christian just reminded me after he mentioned like sitting that they're sold out, is when I tell you that Oogie Boogie tickets were harder to get than a PS5 when the PS5 first came out, man. Like, I worked from home and I sat for hours in a queue. The website crashed more than one time.
I want to say you waited over 6 hours.
And I went into my second job bartending and I had the queue pulled up on my phone. I had an external battery, like my phone was plugged in. And we were like, I was just hoping and praying that I was able to get in. Now, mind you, I got lucky and we got in on the dates that we wanted. But like, Disney does not do limited events well when it comes to tickets. Like, know that the website's gonna crash. It's gonna crash probably more than once, and it's just you're not gonna get it. Like, not saying that you're not gonna get it, but just have patience. One of the things that helped me was using Twitter because people are real time like responding there. But it was this type of like stress I never need again. And the only thing that I think sold faster than Oogie Boogie tickets were D23 virtual.
Oh my God. Anytime I see me enter a virtual queue for any type of thing, I just get nervous with Disney. That's one thing that they could just work on as a company in general. But moving on, let's talk about Mickey's Not So Scary. Now, I'm more familiar with Mickey's Not So Scary because we both live in Orlando and we've both been to Mickey's Not So Scary, I would say several times. And I've been to Mickey's Not So Scary. I try to go every year because in my opinion, it is worth the money. I'd say right off the bat. Definitely gonna try to go again this year because I feel like it's worth the money. And I feel like every year, like for the most part, it's the same thing you're gonna get every year. The food is definitely gonna be different, and I'm more of a foodie than my wife is, so I kind of do look forward to like the food and stuff like that. Um, but what are some of the reasons why you like Mickey's Not So Scary, Allie?
Um, I so Mickey's Not So Scary. I love going and seeing like OG characters in their cute Halloween costumes. Boo to You is probably the biggest flop that Disney's ever put out. And that parade is, probably the best parade in my opinion, like I've already said. For me, I say though, is like with party nights, like that means Magic Kingdom closes early. Like, so
Yeah, Magic Kingdom closes at 7 o'clock every day. I think they say 6 o'clock, but they do a hard like at 7 o'clock. They're gonna swoop. They're gonna do. I forget what the word is. They're gonna sweep. Yeah, they're gonna sweep Main Street. They're gonna sweep all of the lands, and you best believe you don't have a wristband, they will get you and they are kicking you out. Even if you, I've seen tricks where people will book a reservation to a restaurant because the app is still allow you to do that. But if you don't have a wristband, you best believe they're gonna kick you out and you will not be doing that reservation.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of people do a lot of crazy things. The best part, one of the things that we didn't mention with Oogie Boogie, which I felt like it was like the kids still dress up, but less adults did, is Walt Disney World. Everybody's dressing up. Like you don't get that option really ever as an adult, and like it's the families go all out. Like it's not just the kids that are dressed up, like it's everybody. But when it comes to parties, like um if you're going to Walt Disney World on those days with a party, like Magic Kingdom is not the park you want to start with. Like that is just doesn't want to be it. It is great for those who are going to a party. Usually the parks are empty on those days. And the reason why is because the day ends so quickly that a lot of people don't want to waste one of their days at Magic Kingdom or any other park for that matter. It tends to be a rest day.
As a local, I'm looking to go to Magic Kingdom on a party day because I know I can do a lot of stuff and get a lot of things done. Because, like Allie said, that park closes early at 7 o'clock. People are going to tend to go do Epcot, Studios, Animal Kingdom. So I'm going to go to Magic Kingdom during the day, and I could probably knock out everything I want to do. Especially now that they implemented Fast Pass and stuff like that. You can do everything. I would say you can do everything that you want. I want to say we waited during the day. We just waited in normal line through attraction. Seven Dwarfs My Train. I want to say we were probably in and out within 45 minutes.
Going with Magic Kingdom, one of the other comments I was gonna say was it is empty for people like that aren't going to the party. Party guests do get in early. But if you're going to parties later in the season, like close to that Halloween date, know that you're not going to be able to get party merch. That party merch does not exist.
Nope. Not even a little bit.
It stops existing come August. Like, you want an extra large? Doesn't exist. You want a medium? Still doesn't exist. The only size that exists is an extra small. And it's usually like somebody like ripped half the arm off.
Yeah, they do not. They don't do a good job of allocating for the days. Like, say you think Halloween, they're gonna have Halloween merch, like Pacific Mickey's Not Scary merch. Nah, that's not really a thing. Which say that you would think that would be a thing, but it's not. And so that to me that does kind of stink, but it is what it is. Want to kind of go into the type of characters that you're gonna meet at Mickey's Not So Scary compared to the Oogie Boogies. So over at Fantasyland, you have Alice and the Mad Hatter. You have Queen of Hearts. They're all by the Mad Tea Party, and you got Tweedledee and Tweedledum. You have Winnie the Pooh, Eeyore, Piglet, Tigger, and they're all dressed up in their Halloween costumes, which is cute. You have Ariel and Eric. They're over by Prince Eric's castle courtyard. You got Belle. She's over by Maurice's cottage. You have I believe it's Anastasia. No, is it the Aristocrat?
No, Anastasia and Drusilla is Cinderella's sister.
The evil steps. Yeah, they're gonna be by Cinderella. You're gonna have Maribel and Bruno. They're by Fairy Tale Garden.
They also tend to have the carriage out, like the wedding carriage, Cinderella's carriage, just because it plays into like the fantasy of midnight and everything. A lot of times for special events, they have it pulled out, where you can do pictures in front of it and stuff. But speaking of the ugly stepsisters or the evil stepsisters, that's probably also out there.
You have an Aladdin and a Boo over by in Adventureland. They're over by Agrabah, by that store. You have Jasmine and Genie.
Also by the spinning cube.
Jafar.
Also by the spinning.
Moana. She's by the Enchanted Tiki room. You know, it would be cool if they had Maui in for.
But how Moana? I don't know if anyone else has seen what parade was that? That was in Disneyland, right? Okay, so also knockout parade in Disneyland, but Moana is a face character. Maui is not a face character. So Maui has zero interactions. He just smiles and like puts his arms up. He's like the Wreck-It Ralph version of a Disney character. Like it's just really funny to
He'd
me.
be cool though.
No.
He would be cool. I would say he'd be cool.
He can't talk to you. Like
That's okay. I don't want them to talk back.
it's weird. I don't know if you guys have gotten the gist between this character's list and the last character list. This is much more cutesy, lighthearted, OG classics. Like you're getting, because it's in Magic Kingdom, you're in fantasy land, you're in like where magic happens, princesses, like that's the kind of character.
It's really what they're trying to like. And they say it in the title. It's not so scary. It's if you want the scary stuff, go 15, 20 minutes down International. Go to HHN. You'll get your scary feel. If you're looking just for a good time and get like pretty much a Halloween festival, oh, Mickey's Not So Scary is the right place for you. Over in Tomorrowland, you have Stitch. And it says just Stitch, but I want to say no. Only time that Angel was available was over at Lotso should be meeting that in Tomorrowland as well. And that could be different. I know years past, Lotso has met in Tomorrowland as the huggable bear.
No, I know that.
All of our toys for it.
No, but then they've also had what's the bunny and the
I've never seen the bunny.
the blue bunny?
Never seen the blue bunny.
You're crazy.
I've never seen them.
Yes,
I think you're making that.
I'm not making it up. You're making it up.
That if she says it, I don't know.
You don't remember yesterday, so
I don't think. I think she made it up.
making it up.
Over in Main Street, Mickey meets over at Town Square Theater. Jack Skellington and Sally meets over at Town Square Theater. Over at Storybook Circus, you got Minnie Mouse, Daisy Duck, Donald, and Goofy. They meet at Pete's Silly Sideshow.
That is probably super cute meet and greet. However, also the bane of my existence because it's always a super long meet and greet. Because how they do it is it's all four characters like lined up next to each other, and so you have to go in an order. So if you're a little kid, you're having an interaction with Goofy and then Donald and then Daisy and then Minnie. So you're getting like your 5 minutes with each one, which means the next person's waiting 20 minutes. Like it is a long wait. Now, my husband is great because I love me some Daisy Duck. And Daisy Duck and Minnie are fabulous. And so he has waited through that line twice now with me for Mickey's Not So Scary. 3 times. He's waited several times through that line. And we have one of the cutest interactions with Donald Duck about Donald number 1.
And it says over at Country Bear, Frontierland, the Country Bears roam around. Now, I know years past, you got to meet all 7 dwarfs, so I don't know if they're just not advertising them, or they're maybe at the Christmas party, but I do know years past, you could have met all 7 dwarfs.
Not since so at least not since 2019. Since we started going, we have never met the 7 dwarfs.
I get you 7.
Yes, you have. Okay, that was pre-me, which means it was pre-2019. Since 2019, I don't believe we have met all 7 dwarves. Are we even allowed to call them that?
Regardless, they may or may not be out, so take it with a grain of salt.
Like how you're just typing up characters that may or may not actually show
They
up.
were there.
They weren't there.
They were there. If you're looking for attractions that are going to be open during the party, you're going to have Pirates of the Caribbean, the Magic Carpets of Aladdin, Swiss Family Treehouse. This is some news. Frontierland. They are going to be offering standby for Tiana's Bayou Adventure. I would, if it's open, take advantage of it.
And that 100% might be a reason for someone who hasn't been able to do it to ride it. You haven't been able to do it either yet. Oh, he's done it. I have not been able to do it yet, but I'm also not a water ride girl.
You get a little splash. It's a little splash. It ain't gonna hurt nobody. It's like that song. Ain't gonna hurt nobody. You got Big Thunder Mountain. You got this version of the Country Bears, which I will be doing.
This version.
The PC version now.
Politically correct one.
Yeah, the politically correct one.
That I like how. So, can we just take a tirade down the train of? I have never experienced Country Bear Jamboree, and before they had announced that it was going through renovations, my wonderful husband made sure that we sat through it on one of our more recent visits to Magic Kingdom, like within like the last 6 months, and I don't know if I've ever hated something so much as I have watching that animatronic show. And I think it's great that they changed the swinging bear to a whole new world. She definitely got some kind of new world, now didn't she?
I think all of this is a travesty.
I never need, and I'm so glad I never will, and I never did need to experience it to begin with, but now I have even less reason to experience
It's a new version. You're not going to do the new version?
They didn't change anything on it. I know what they're saying.
I haven't seen it yet, so I can't wait, even though I know it's not going to top the original version.
They sing Disney songs. Like, I don't know if you haven't seen the original Country Bears, man, they talk about the birds and the bees, or just
Sometimes people just need to grow up.
maybe not the birds and the bees, maybe we should say the birds and the bears. That's what they're singing about. And now it's like lip syncing. You just put a new song. So she's swinging on her little vines up there when she was singing about things. Now she's singing about a whole new world.
It's a travesty.
My boots has the opinions.
Moving along, obviously you have to have the potty mansion. But I would like to. I don't know if I said this on any podcast, but if anybody listening, we need a Muppets overlay for the Haunted Mansion. This would be the perfect moment to do one. Just saying.
I will say Oogie Boogie does miss out on the fact that like they have their overlay done in in California, but because Haunted Mansion is in Disneyland and not in DCA, they don't actually get to ride that ride on party nights. So it is awesome for us that we get to have our Haunted Mansion and our little spooky friends, our hitchhiking ghosts and everything.
And the one cool thing about it is too, you're gonna have the cast members are gonna they're gonna be dressed up to the nine, and they're gonna act like they're like dead ghosts and stuff like that. So they're gonna have cosmetics done to them with makeup, which is to me is very cool and unique. And they're gonna put that bong machine all the way up to the 100. So you're gonna get a very different kind of like an outlook to Haunted Mansion. So to me, if you're going to Not So Scary, it's kind of a must. Gotta go do Haunted Mansion. Over at Fantasyland, you're gonna have Prince Charming's Regal Carousel, It's a Small World, Peter Pan's Flight, The Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh, A Mad Tea Party, Under the Sea's Journey of the Little Mermaid, Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, Dumbo the Flying Elephant, and Barnstormer. By the way, all the stuff that I'm reading, you can look at this at the undercover tourists. So far, I think they've done a great job of giving you everything that you need to know about Mickey's Not So Scary.
I will say, basically not all the rides, but majority of the rides are open, and they're all going to be walk-ons. Like, that is one of the advantages to going to a party here in Florida, is everything's basically a walk-on. You're not having very long waits. Unless it's characters, you will be waiting for some characters. But the rides, there is almost never any waits, not more than a few minutes. What about in Tomorrowland? Any rides?
Astro Orbiter, Buzz Lightyear, Space Ranger Spin, Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor, Space Mountain. Space Mountain does have a Halloween overlay.
Yes, what is that?
It's completely dark. Okay. So over at Disneyland, they do have an overlay over there. I think it's Ghost Galaxy. That thing is an abomination. They should get rid of that overlay. Or maybe make a 2024 version of it. But in my opinion, it's not good. This Thursday, Space Mountain, it's complete dark. It's not, in my opinion, it's harmless. If you want to do Space Mountain, but you want to do a different version, give it a shot. Real quick before I hand this off to my wife, because she has something to say. The Mad Tea Parties also has a little bit of an overlay for Halloween. I want to say they do they get special lighting and music, and Monsters Inc. has a overlay with it as well, as they kind of lean more into Halloween and stuff like that. So I didn't know that last part, so that's something I'm probably going to definitely check out for the next time I go to the Halloween party. And Tomorrowland Speedway's open, the People Mover's open, and they are offering standby for Tron. So if you haven't done Tron, I would imagine probably look at about a 45 minutes to an hour wait, I would imagine. So if you haven't did it, that's something you really want to do. I would probably maybe save that for the last bit of your day, like at maybe when park closed, just hop in the line.
For last. Okay, so I just have to put my 2 cents in here, because if you don't know my husband, Space Mountain is his baby, and he cannot clear any negativity when it comes to his baby. But let me tell you, Disney World likes to just save some energy by turning the lights off and calling it an overlay. Disney World, that is not an overlay. Turning the lights off and saving you a little bit of coin on your electricity bill is not an overlay. Please, and I mean this, hear me. Turning the lights off is not an overlay. It's just not. So, find something else. Maybe some spooky music. I don't know. It literally, I think you could do anything else, and I would be fine with it. But it's giving Autotopia Christmas party vibes. And if you don't know what that means, just go look up what Autotopia looks like for a Christmas party and the overlays that Disney does, because the overlays that Disney gives to Florida, sad, especially when we have seen overlays in California.
It don't bother me none. Like I said, I have zero issues with it. But since we got done talking about the brides, if you're looking for trick-or-treating spots, where you can trick-or-treat at is on Main Street by the Market Street, Chambers of Commerce. Over in Ventureland, you got the Sunshine Tree Terrace, Tortuga Tavern, Jungle Cruise. So I think Jungle Cruise is closed during Not So Scary. And then that's when it gets to Christmas time, it's gonna be Jingle Cruise, and they'll do their Christmas overlay. Over in Frontierland, you got Tom Sawyer's Island Dock. Yeah, Russ is somewhere crying the river.
Trust okay. Sawyer, it's that though.
Tiana's Bayou Adventures, I'd imagine somewhere over there. Over at Liberty Square, you got the Columbia Harbor House, the Diamond Horseshoe, and the Liberty Square ticket office. Fantasyland, you got the Fantasyland train station, Mickey Fillmore Magic, Gasser's Tavern, and Princess Fairytale Hall. Over in Tomorrowland, you got near the Twilight Cycle, the Carousel Progress, and the Laugh.
I want to say that I don't feel Disney doing food for these parties. I know you claim to be the resident foodie, but one of us is a food critic and one of us is not. One of us is a garbage disposal. Eat anything.
Well, I was just about to get into the foods that they have.
Yeah. I'm gonna put out this PSA real fast. Disney, stop dyeing food colors and saying that it's a special treat. It's not the same thing.
Anyway, starting with the food, especially foods at That's Scary. Over at the Main Street Bakery, you could get a Mickey shaped cinnamon roll with green and purple icing.
You know what? I bet that green and purple icing tastes real special because it's spooky.
The Plaza ice cream parlor, you could get an ice cream chocolate cookie sandwich, Halloween cookies with M&M Gold Mix, chocolate candies, and with your choice of ice cream.
And it's like fat sprinkles or something too.
Of course.
Orange and black sprinkles.
The Plaza restaurant, they got a ghoulish gourmet burger, 2 all beef patties with pepper jack cheese, candy bacon, balsamic glaze mushrooms, onion rings, and truffle buffalo aioli served on a black bun.
Does any of that sound good to you?
I'm not a big burger guy, so I wasn't planning on getting it anyway. You have I've actually never been to the Plaza restaurant down here.
You know, the only thing that like makes that semi like ghoulish is the black bun. And once again, dyeing an item of food does not make it into a theme.
It's not for me to determine. You have the Halloween Turkey Club. Turkey Club with bacon on black sandwich bread.
What was that? I'm sorry. I thought you mentioned another
I'm just reading what they say. They got a graveyard milkshake, a chocolate milkshake with a dipped graveyard jelly donut, a white chocolate tombstone, gummy candy, and a haunted mansion straw. It actually sounds kind of good.
That sounds like something you would eat and then be sick after.
They got a layer pumpkin cake with cheesecake mousse.
Okay, so that does not sound good, but that's just because I'm not a pumpkin human. However, that at least is in tune with like a seasonal. Is it pumpkin a fruit? Seasonal fruit? It's not a vegetable. It's a vegetable.
Moving along. Casey's Corner, they got new Chipotle barbecue pork and street corn, French fries. Says French fries topped with fire roasted corn, queso, and cilantro.
What about that is
They got Chipotle barbecue pork and street corn hot dog.
What about that is
They got Chipotle barbecue pork and street corn mini corn dogs.
What about that is
And they got Mickey shaped cheesecake. It's a pumpkin cheesecake with graham cracker crust and white chocolate ganache.
That kind of sounds. And I'm not a pumpkin.
The churro cart by Cinderella's Castle has some Hormone Dirt churro. Churros rolled in cookies and cream dust topped with with marshmallows and sour gummy candy. I actually would try that. That sounds good.
Okay, it's not. The concept sounds cute. It doesn't sound yuck. Stuffed nice. Top with a slow with cookies and churro.
I would try that.
Yeah.
You're gonna get a food review from me for that.
Like I said, he is a garbage disposal.
Over at the Aloha Isles refreshments, you got a Dole Whip mango and churro may float. Dole Whip mango, pineapple juice, churro may, and chili lime seasoning.
Wait, I'm sorry. What are you trying to read? Chamoy.
Chamoy. Okay.
Spicy. Okay, I'm sorry for anybody who is listening and has like been assaulted by his pronunciation. He's saying chamoy.
Anyway, I'm not a Dolan person, so that's not for me. Over at yeah, I know it's spicy. I'm not. I don't like pineapple juices, so that still doesn't change the fact that I wouldn't get it. Friars Neck, you got a new sports cup. This is layers of graham cracker crumble, chocolate ganache, chocolate popping candies, milk chocolate, peanut.
Panna cotta.
I don't know what that is, and
Yes.
marshmallow cream. I would try that.
The chocolate popping trees do not sound good, but if that does sound like up your alley, you can also.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna get that. Over at the Cheshire Cafe, you got Queen of Hearts slushy. It's a frozen cherry slushy drizzled with black cherry puree, topped with whipped cream, and a crown shaped chocolate pierce. Yeah, I'm good off that.
It's sweet. It does the sound like it's just cherries.
Anti Gravities has a new candy corn soft serve Sunday. It's sweet corn soft curd with butterscotch shell candy corn. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god!
So I'm gonna take the mic a little bit again. In case you don't know my husband, we should coin that as a phrase. In case you don't know my husband, he loves him some candy corn, and that is one of his favorite Halloween, autismal treats is candy corn, and so all Disney had to do was slap candy corn on it, and he'll pay for it.
And then they got, I guess they have like a candy corn soft serve, which sign me up on that too. And then the Luxury Cabinet Tomorrowland has a jalapeno popper dog, an all beef hot dog topped with sriracha cream cheese, crispy onions, bacons, and Hades relish. And so I guess you can get all this stuff when the even when there's not a party going on. So that's kind of cool.
Which means, why am I paying an exuberant amount of money for one of the specialty things to be food and beverage if it's always available? Just
Before she could let me speak, I was gonna announce more stuff that they have.
oh, my darling lengths.
The Plaza Ice Cream Parlor, it has a cinnamon apple sundae. It's a dulce de leche ice cream topped with caramel sauce, apple pie filling, cinnamon candies, and whipped cream. You can also get the graveyard milkshake over there. Casey's Corner is gonna have Mickey shaped cheesecake, which we just said. Outdoor vending near Cinderella's Castle is gonna have an Oogie Boogie cupcake. It's a chocolate cupcake with mushroom buttercream, cookies and marshmallow buttercream, cookies and cream buttercream, uh, gummy candy, and an Oogie Boogie chocolate piece. Over at the Golden Oak Outpost, you're gonna have a chocolate caramel tart. It's a chocolate tart shell filled with chocolate ganache, caramel sauce, caramel cream topped with a Twix cookie bar piece and chocolate pieces. You're gonna have a sweet spicy beignets, a berry and cayenne dusted beignets with coffee chocolate sauce. Yeah, I'm good on that. Pickle Bill's gonna have a grilled mesa flatbread, grilled corn cake topped with butternut squash puree, braised chicken, cilantro, pumpkin seed sauce, and cedar lettuce, pico de gallo, and queso. A Cajun burger is a Cajun spice all beef patty topped with fried green tomato, a Cajun dip, and you're gonna have a Credo sauce on there. And then you're gonna have a spiced chocolate mousse bar. And it's a spiced chocolate mousse with the dulce de leches and orange glaze and sugar candy.
He's butchering that word. It's dulce. De leche.
I have speech problems. Thank you. And then you're gonna have a guava lemonade slushy with cheesecake, fall, Halloween sprinkles, and sugar candy. And then over at Sleepy Hollow, you could get a hand dipped cookie. A hand dipped corn dog with spicy mustard and a spicy cheese flour flavored snack. You're gonna have some chicken wings. That I want to say there's some type of Asian sauce topped with chili threads and garlic. Uh, you're gonna have a Madame Leota, kind of like a mousse of red velvet cake and cookies and cream mousse. That actually sounds kind of good. You're gonna have a new funnel cake that's gonna have I'm gonna say dulces leches, sumi, ice cream, Snickers, bar pieces, and whipped cream.
I love that you just insulted
And you're gonna
me.
just told you I have problems pronouncing stuff. Then you're gonna have a Minnie Mouse Hocus Pocus Halloween sipper. So that's cool. You're gonna have over at Liberty Square. You're gonna have a Jack Pop, chocolate fudge brownie, mushroom filling tip with chocolate pears, a Sally Pop. It's a yellow cake with raspberry filled top with chocolate pears, and a Soul Blondie, maple blondie with caramel sauce. And over there's the outdoor vending cart near Haunted Mansion. You're gonna have a tombstone tart sugar dough filled with cookies and cream mousse and Halloween decor. Over at Pickles Bills, you're gonna have a creepy clam flatbread with bacon, uh, black ink pesto, romano, and you're gonna have some type of aioli on there. You're gonna have a spicy meatball flatbread, and then you have a sweet spicy chicken, shrimp, Tyson, Korean barbecue. That sounds actually pretty good. And then you're gonna have a swinging awake cake. It's a vanilla cake with fruity cereal mousse. Sign me up on that. And then you're gonna have a booze raspberry slushy, a blue raspberry slushy with mushroom foam. Don't need that.
If my husband says mushroom one more time, like, if you're listening out there and there's a way of commenting, can you please count how many times this man has said mushrooms in this podcast? Because he clearly has something on his mind and it's not marshmallows. Also, if that side didn't indicate, I'm his favorite human, and he does in fact actually love me. But someone has to be the pain in his neck.
Where was I before I was rudely interrupted?
Mushrooms, that's where you were. Mushrooms.
We have a beer guest. They're gonna have a pumpkin creme caramel with sour cherry jam.
You just needed the green stuff in the orange stuff.
A roasted beef marrow, beef short rib and purple potatoes braised with red wine, a cast iron trout, a roasted and you gotta have a different roasted chicken.
Who is he?
And you can actually get alcohol there, so they do have an alcoholic drink at beer guest. It's not the styles.
That is.
It's fine.
How much? Let me tell Keith.
At Cinderella's royal table, you have a stepsister dessert. It's pistachio cherry filled cream puffs, blackberry and raspberry ganache, a strawberry meringue, and chocolate pieces. At Friar Snack, you're gonna have a spicy pork spring roll with they're gonna just have pineapple on it. That kind of stinks. And bowl of bones, bone and piggy wings, fried with jalapeno sauce in Coca-Cola cherry barbecue sauce. And you're gonna have a buffalo chicken ham pie, a buffalo chicken and mozzarella wrapped in a flaky dough and topped with blue cheese crumble and buffalo ranch.
Disney, what are you doing with food? What are we doing?
And then you're gonna have more treats over at Storybook. It's a type of Dole Whip, strawberries with lemon curd and strawberry popping candies. And then you're gonna have a blueberry soft serve with vanilla crispy pearls and chocolate pieces.
I just want to say, Disney, this is gonna be for free. Okay, you could have just made an orange Dole Whip. Like, I know I just gave you a bunch of like shit at the beginning of this podcast about dyeing stuff a color, but like you 100% like this was your excuse to do an orange Dole Whip, and you could have like done, I don't know, a gray or I'm sorry, a purple Dole Whip and like grape or something. Just saying, like those are free suggestions, and then you could have just put sprinkles or something on it.
And then over at Cosmic Rays, you got the Halloween pot roast sandwich. You're gonna have a spicy fried chicken sandwich. This will have hot honey. It seems like hot honey's the new thing. And then you're gonna have another burger that's cocoa rub all beef patty with bacon, lime pickles, and Thai peanut sauce. I'm good on that. And then you got witch's fingers, purple candy fingers with sour apple mousse and green apple boba pearls. And you're gonna have a green tea slushy with cherry whipped cream. That's Obi. And overall, that's about it. What you got the food? Halloween themed food. I think Disney definitely kind of goes a little. I would say a lot of these foods don't really sound that appeasing, but there's still I definitely would try just because I don't know why they go with these unique things.
So I know I sound like Debbie Downer, and I'm just saying, like, Disney, when it comes to food, at least, like, in my opinion, especially from parties, they either go super, like, generic, and it ends up being lackluster, or they go way out into left field and try weird combinations. And when we do try it, because, like, we don't like weird combinations. I'm not a sauce person. He's not a pineapple guy. So, we're limited in what we'll eat. But when we do try things, a lot of times once again they're lackluster and nothing is included, right? None of the food's included. Yeah, so nothing's included. So the candy's always free. Well, not all. Yeah, the candy from the treat trails is always free. Let me be clear. But, it's, I will say, like, it definitely seems that they're going with a theme. And, we've just had, in regards to Disney food, I want to say, we've had some very lackluster, Disney food from parties, and it's either, like I said, it's either super generic or it's super out there, and there's not really anything in between. Does that sum that up?
Yes, and the last thing I want to talk about is the entertainment for Mickey's Not So Scary, which I would say is the backbone of Mickey's Not So Scary. This, I think, is what sets this apart from Oogie Boogie's. Is you got my favorite parade. It's probably one, if not two. It's definitely my top three favorite parades Disney's ever done. That's the Booty U. It is. You cannot miss that parade. It is so stinking good. From top to bottom. You do want to make sure you guys get Headless Horseman, and he's gonna kick off the parade. And then once you kind of hear the boo to you and you, it's so good. One thing I will say that I feel like was a drop off. I don't know who made this decision, but bring back Hollow Wishes. Hollow Wishes was so good. This new fireworks show that they have, to me, it's not it. I think it's trying to find the name. What is it called? Anyway, it's a new fireworks show, and it kind of plays more on like what Disney's been doing lately with like the projections. Like, you kind of have to be on Main Street to watch it to kind of get the story. You're also gonna see like not a captain. You're gonna see a Jack Skellington figure come out, which that's cool. But the show just doesn't quite resonate with me the way that Hollow Wishes did. Hollow Wishes, like, it was just such a good show. If you could ever watch a POD for it, I highly recommend. And I do know last time that we went to Disneyland back in 2021, they did have their kind of like own version of the Hollow Wishes. And I would say it was even cool because they had Zero. Zero came out like in that Tinkerbell role. So to me, that was very awesome. And then another good show is they do a Hocus Pocus show at the front of the at Cinderella's castle. So like that's cool. Usually the times that they have it says August 9th through September 28th. You're gonna have 9 p.m., 10:30, 10:35, and then at 12 o'clock. And then through like the weekend of Halloween, it's gonna be 7:35, 9 p.m., 10:35, or 12 o'clock. So they added a fourth show. Do not skip that show. That's a very, very good show. Overall, like I said, I think the entertainment's what really separates Mickey's Not So Scary to Oogie Boogie Bash. If you have not figured it out by now, I definitely prefer Mickey's Not So Scary over Oogie Boogie Bash. What about you, Al?
I definitely think that Mickey's Not So Scary is probably the one I prefer to go to. However, I am not a fan of dropping $100 or more on a party. Just because it does tend to be the same thing year after year. For me personally, I know you get different things out of it. But if you're into dressing up, if you're into the spooky season, definitely do it. I will say, like, Christian may kill me after this comment, but Oogie Boogie will always have a special place in my heart for other reasons from that weekend. But Mickey's Not So Scary is also very special. Like, it's probably my favorite of the two. But that's because I like cutesy things and princesses and not villains.
Yeah, so it's definitely a different feel. Both are two different parties. It's not one of those things, if you do one, you get the other. No. They're definitely two different feels. If you're looking for two different feels, do both, like I said. But if I had to recommend one over the other, definitely do Mickey's Not So Scared. I think Mickey's Not So Scared is one of the best things that Disney puts on. The only thing I wish that they would do is bring back my Hollow Wishes. If they brought back my Hollow Wishes, this would be a 10 out of 10. But right now, probably give Mickey's Not So Scary, I would say about an 8.5 out of 10. Yeah, it's something I could probably do multiple times in a year. With it being so expensive, I won't. I'll just do it once. But it's something I have to be here. Do you have any closing things you want to say, Allie, before we get out of here?
No. I know that Halloween season, you tend to fall into one of the two categories. You're either on the dark side or you like the cutesy things. And with Disney, the beautiful thing is you can have both. You just have to go to different coasts.
Exactly. And with that, we're gonna go ahead and get out of here. This is our Halloween episode of comparing both parties. We're gonna go ahead and get out of here. Thank you, guys.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the Wildest Ride podcast. Please follow us on Facebook and on YouTube for the latest content. And make sure you subscribe on Spotify so you don't miss any of our latest episodes. And I hope to see you back here real soon.